Inspector, I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen? I was hoping you wouldn't say that. What makes you sure it was Birdie? He has always had serious temper issues. Yes, I begin to see your reasoning. Walk me through your reasoning. What happened on the night of the murder? Emotions must have been running hot. Birdie never could keep control of his temper. That's the trouble with Birdie. When his pride is wounded, he responds with anger. Birdie met Helen in the ballroom, and then... Plasma burns and blunt force trauma. That is an elegant solution. I suppose I have no choice but to recommend Bertie Holcomb to the Labyrinth for the murder of Halcyon Helen. Don't be ridiculous. I was a great admirer of Black Hole Bertie. Why would I want to see my company's greatest star locked up in Tartarus? Your instincts are failing you at the moment, Inspector. We're finished here. The Labyrinth is a dreadful place for Black Hole Bertie to end his career. He'll have time to reflect on the course of his life. Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now. No, I don't think it's me they want. They're after what I'm protecting. Damn it, someone's interfering with my transmission. Can you read the... Inspector, I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen? Somehow, I'm not surprised. What makes you sure it was the Prophet? Convinced. She either killed Helen or she didn't. And what do you mean she practically confessed? I don't need this kind of ambiguity in my report, Inspector. Let's say she did it and she confessed, yes? The trouble is, Helen was killed in the ballroom. I'm told the Prophet never left her retreat. How do you account for this? That's not going to work for my report. Can you elaborate? I like the way you think, Inspector. You're saying Ms. Leva arranged to have Helen's corpse delivered to the ballroom. So, the Prophet had a clear motivation for killing Helen. Tell me what happened on the night of the murder. So she acted in haste and made a fatal mistake. Fatal mistake? Is that too serial drama for my report? Never mind. I'll worry about that later. Helen's autopsy report tells me she died of plasma burns and blunt trauma. What do you make of that? Right, of course. That seems perfectly logical. It's clear to me that the Prophet murdered Halcyon Helen. I appreciate your work, Inspector. That's absurd. Why would I want to see the Prophet arrested for murder? She brings visitors to my complex. Rich, well-connected visitors. Inspector, I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen? Oh, thank you, merciful architect. I mean, yes, I understand. You're saying Cedric Kincannon killed Halcyon Helen. What makes you so sure? Cedric doesn't tolerate theft. His greatest fear is watching UDL guards march into his territory and take everything away from him. I know Cedric. If Helen stole from him, he'd never let her live. He'd make an example out of her. You're beginning to understand Cedric as well as I do. You realize what's happening here. Cedric doesn't believe you can demonstrate his guilt. He's been goading you. But you're going to prove him wrong. An interesting point, Inspector. If that were the case, the murderer wouldn't be Cedric, but the individual he ordered to kill Helen. However, because Cedric insists on running Slug like a legitimate company, any Slug operative is by definition company property. I'm getting ahead of myself. You say Cedric ordered her killed. Tell me how it happened. Most automechanicals come equipped with some type of plasma weapon. Programming one to murder Helen vicariously is a clever solution. Fiendish, even. It's clear to me that Cedric Kincannon murdered Halcyon Helen. I'll have him reported to UDL within the hour. No one's framing Cedric for anything. He's obviously the murderer. Is there a reason you're trying to undermine your own accusation? Inspector, I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon? Really? Spencer Woolrich killed Halcyon Helen. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, that sounds like the highlight of his career. What makes you think it was Spencer? Yes, a jealous artist murders his popular rival. It's just like Salieri and Mozart. I think this could work. Walk me through your reasoning. What happened on the night of the murder? Burbage, the auto-mechanical. That's a curious deduction. What makes you so sure? An interesting observation. Woolrich used Burbage to kill Helen on his behalf. I'll make a note of that in my report. All right, Woolrich clearly had a plan to kill Helen. He had motive and he had intent. What happened in the ballroom? Woolrich's actions were obviously premeditated. It is ironic to me that he performed his most notorious role while the cameras were off. It's clear to me that Spencer Woolrich murdered Halcyon Helen. I appreciate your help, Inspector. Well, that's just absurd. Why would I want to see Spencer Woolrich? Inspector, I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who killed Halcyon Helen? I beg your pardon. You think I killed Halcyon Helen? There's nothing to prove. I don't understand. Are you trying to make a mockery of justice, or are you really this incompetent? I expect you to deliver the name of Helen's killer. I expect you to deliver results, Inspector. And if you can't withstand the pressure, then I expect you to resign. We're done. Your services are no longer necessary. You what? Now wait just a minute. That data was acquired illegally. All right, fine. Let's do this your way. You say I programmed Burbage to fire on Helen. Why? Helen was critical to my operations on Eridanos. I have no reasonable motive. I admit, I have been encouraging you to resolve this case as quickly as possible. Helen's death is a stain on our reputation. I don't want it becoming permanent. It wasn't enough that she smile for our cameras and kiss a bottle of Spectrum Brown. No, she had to know what was in it, how it was made, why it was made. Of course I lost my nerve. Helen was going to ruin everything. I don't see any point in continuing this charade. Yes, I killed Halcyon Helen. I confronted her in the grand ballroom. One blow to the back of the head. Burbage finished her off. No cameras, no witnesses, no spoiled actors threatening to undermine the future of Halcyon. Spectrum Brown is going to change the face of Halcyon. I'm going to make this colony smile again. Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now. Forget what I said. I'm renewing your contract as of this moment. Damn it, someone's interfering with my transmission. Can you read the...
Whoever the real killer is, I got a feeling they're going after Mr. Ludovico. We need to catch up to him. Fast.
I guess, if we have to. Getting kinda tired of kicking my heels up in the penthouse all day.
Alright. I got nothing going on.
We should definitely go. As for helping him, maybe we take the wait-and-see approach?
From the depths of Terra 2 to the heights of Eridanos, there's no mess that your SAM unit can't unstick, unclog, or unsully.
Think of this as an opportunity to teach Mr. Ludovico the importance of compassion.
Inspector? I've been waiting for this. Tell me, Inspector, who... I beg your pardon. You think I killed Halcyon Helen? There's nothing... We're done. Your services are no longer necessary. You what? All right, fine. Let's do this your way. I admit, I have been... It wasn't enough. Of course no cameras, no witnesses, no... They are not parasites. These creatures are a gift. Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now. I appreciate your skepticism, Inspector, but this is not a trap. There's a security breach at my distillery. Damn it, someone's interfering with my transmission. Can you read the...
Whoever the real killer is, I got a feeling they're going after Mr. Ludovico. We need to catch up to him. Fast.
I guess, if we have to. Getting kinda tired of kicking my heels up in the penthouse all day.
Alright. I got nothing going on.
We should definitely go. As for helping him, maybe we take the wait-and-see approach?
From the depths of Terra 2 to the heights of Eridanos, there's no mess that your SAM unit can't unstick, unclog, or unsully.
Think of this as an opportunity to teach Mr. Ludovico the importance of compassion.
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double.
Not gonna let no one bring me down. Get off! I just want to be your friend.
Feels good. Feels fun. Never felt so damn good in my life. Who's laughing now? I wanna be your friend.
It's you. I had a feeling you'd catch up to me sooner or later, Inspector. I was just hoping you'd find me standing over the administrator's corpse.
What in law's name? Halcyon Helen, how are you still alive?
Oh, is that Ludovico I hear? Perfect. I'm so glad he's still in the building. Would you mind letting him know I'm about to blow his whole operation to flinders? Brace yourself, Inspector. You're about to learn the biggest secret in the vaporwave industry. Halcyon Helen was never one person. I shared this role with my twin sister, Belinda.
That must have been her sister in the ballroom. I can't imagine what she's going through right now.
Two people inhabiting the same life. Existentially challenging, philosophically speaking. My condolences. Must feel like you literally lost part of yourself.
Belinda and I were the best kept secret in the business. Nobody could tell us apart. And certainly not a peevish, petty, miserable little worm like Quentin Ludovico. So when I discovered the truth, when I realized what Ludovico was about to unleash on this colony, Belinda paid the price. So am I. I'm sorry I wasn't there for her. I'm sorry I couldn't protect her. Killing the administrator won't bring her back. But it'll feel good.
I have no regrets. I did exactly what I had to do. I'd do it again. If it means defending Halcyon's future, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Tell the truth, Ludovico. There's nothing safe about Spectrum Brown. You want to infest this entire colony with those disgusting parasites.
They're not parasites. These creatures are symbiotic life forms. They belong to the highest order of life form, capable of living in perfect harmony with humanity. The symbiotes evoke a feeling of joy in their host. A bliss so pure, so profound as to render the most exquisite recreational substance obsolete. Oh, don't you see, Inspector? I want to bring joy back to Halcyon. I want this colony to smile again. A host only turns violent if they're carrying too many symbiotes, or if they see you as a threat. In its natural state, the relationship between symbiote and host is perfectly harmless. Listen to me. I never wanted to take a life, but I had no choice. I couldn't let anyone destroy this colony's only chance at real happiness. But what about Helen? What about all the innocent people she's killed?
No one I crossed off was innocent. Have you met Dr. Blossom? She was practically a reptile. A cold-blooded psychopath who toyed with human lives in the name of scientific advancement. Leora Blossom wasn't a person. She was a weapon in Ludovico's arsenal. You call it murder? I call it disarming my enemy. The mascot was a spy working for Ludovico. He was ordered to keep an eye on Belinda and I, and report back to his master.
You're being paranoid. I barely knew the fellow.
Don't try to deny it. Anywhere Belinda and I went, that mascot was there, just watching us with those cold, dead eyes. He was a Rizzo's employee. He belonged to Ludovico's horrible little family of grinning idiots. Dr. Leora Blossom, Maria Keene, that flackwit of a mascot, they were standing between me and Ludovico, so I did what I had to do. I went through them. She was on Ludovico's side. When she realized I was alive, she refused to stay silent. I gave Maria a chance. I told her about Belinda. I asked for her help, but she turned me down. She was honor-bound to report me to Ludovico. Maria had a duty to her company, and I had a duty to Belinda. We both did what we had to. But you know what you need to do. Help me avenge Belinda. Help me put a stop to this.
Don't listen to her. Listen to me. Throw in with Helen and you destroy Halcyon's only chance at real happiness. Think of the future, Inspector. A lifetime of bliss and joy for every colonist in Halcyon. We can make that happen.
You want me to explain my grand plan in the middle of a climactic moment like some two-bit serial villain? Do I look like Spencer Woolrich to you? We've talked enough. You're either with me, or you're with the Administrator. It's a deal.
A far better choice than Ludovico, though Ms. Bellamy does seem a bit obsessed. But then again, some of us may have had a few issues with that ourselves.
We don't have a lot of time. We need to get out of here.
Not so fast. I've sealed the bulkhead doors. You're staying right where you are. I'm sorry to do this to you, Inspector. Truly I am. If it's any consolation, Helen has brought some remarkably powerful explosives. Your death should be instantaneous. Goodbye, Inspector. Helen, we won't meet again.
Damn it. He sealed us in, but I think I know another way out. Follow me. Vico's operations, but he's still at large. He's probably gone into hiding, so we're going to root him out. This entire complex has been exposed to those parasites. Law only knows how many they've infected. Most of them won't even know they're carrying a parasite inside of them. If they're showing symptoms, it's probably already too late. Boundless energy, insufferable joy, an almost saccharine attitude of optimism. Then just like that, parasites bursting out of their bodies, fat and wriggling with vital energy. You're a step ahead of me, Inspector. Clearly a woman of many talents. An airborne pesticide of some kind. I think you may be onto something. Let's meet back at your penthouse. We'll ready our next move. Not here. In private, back at the penthouse. Also, I rather like the ambiance there. See you soon, Inspector.
Impressive as always.
Got it. Heads down.
You've returned. Hope you're finding the hotel to your liking. Now, what can I lend a hand with?
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to next stop, the finest seat in the house.
It's strange. When you walk through that door, I half expected to see Belinda. Belinda and I practically shared a life. Losing her feels like losing a limb. She's conspicuous by her absence. Thank you, but no. I can't grieve properly while Ludovico's still breathing. So let's see if we can't solve that problem first. We shut down Ludovico's distillation plant, but he's not gonna sit idly by. If he can't use Spectrum Brown to infect the colony, he'll resort to some kind of backup plan. I stole this formula from Dr. Blossom, a failed prototype of Spectrum Brown. Look at this. The prototype had the opposite effect, and actually made you immune to the parasites. Precisely. I see we're in your wheelhouse, Inspector. Or do you prefer Doctor? We're going to need 2 ingredients. A sample of essence of sprat, and 1 intact pod of parasite eggs. Cedric's warehouse in the Perea spaceport almost certainly carries a batch of sprat essence. As for the pod, I'd check the Wilderness Reserve if I were you. I'm glad one of us is an expert. Most of what I know is based on Dr. Blossom's notes. Here's what I understand. Sprats have an adaptive immune system. They don't suffer from the diseases and parasites they carry. It's one reason why you'll see them in every corner of the colony. Dr. Blossom experimented with sprats and accidentally discovered a way to become immune to the parasites. That's probably when she decided to switch to human testing. You're a scientist and an inspector? You really are full of surprises. I borrowed a centrifuge from the research lab. Used the ingredients to synthesize an antiparasitic. I'm glad I could count on your expertise. Once you're finished, head to the pilot house. We'll hijack the control system and disperse the cure into the atmosphere. That should kill off most of the parasites. Are you worried I'm gonna shoot you in the back? You're right. You do deserve the spotlight. Here. You take good care of my Needler, and it'll take good care of you. There is one other thing. While you're at Piraeus Spaceport, have a word with Cedric Kincannon. I know Cedric. There's nothing he wants more than a chance to eliminate Ludovico. We could use him on our side. Best of luck, Inspector. I'm counting on you. Why, Inspector? Am I being questioned? All right, Hawthorne it is. Belinda and I shared the role of Helen, but she was also the only person who knew the real me. To the rest of the colony, I'm Halcyon Helen, but to my sister, I was just Ruth. I could be myself around Belinda, and she could be herself around me. She was my only sister, but she was also my only friend. Parents, naturally. An agent, a couple of directors. None of them had any reason to reveal the truth. To them, Helen was a brand. Revealing our secret meant damaging that brand. Damaging that brand meant losing money. Nobody in this colony wants to lose money. Belinda and I saw Helen as an act of theatric sleight of hand. We enjoyed the deception, the challenge. We wanted to see how far we could go. And if I hadn't underestimated Ludovico, you and I probably wouldn't be talking about Belinda in the past tense. We wouldn't be talking about her at all. It should have been me in that ballroom. Belinda died because I was careless. Never mind that. If you've got something else to ask me, now's the time. No. Belinda enjoyed the secrecy. She could slip into the role of Halcyon Helen, attend social events on my behalf, perform a few stunts, deliver a few lines. And then, when she grew tired of all the people and all the attention, all she had to do was slip out of the role and be my sister again. She was the secret twin. She had a comfortable life in the shadows, an easier life. I made sure of that. What I want is my sister back, but I'll settle for killing Ludovico. I'm glad I could satisfy your curiosity. It's a long story, Hawthorne. It was supposed to be just another marketing job. Rizzo's wanted Halcyon Helen to be the face of Spectrum Brown. Some hideous concoction served with a dead parasite. All we had to do was spend a few weeks on Eridanos, shake some hands, sign a few autographs, drink a bottle of Spectrum Brown in front of a camera, and try to smile. Belinda didn't want to go, but I wanted a change of scenery. In any case, we couldn't possibly say no. Belinda always hated endorsement deals. They felt cheap to her, inauthentic. She always believed her first priority was to our fans, and not the company that bought us out. Belinda and I are Halcyon Helen. Halcyon Helen is a creative property owned by whatever company sponsors our latest picture. Rizzo's financed the majority of Terror on Monarch, which means they currently own 51% of Halcyon Helen. We were required by law to take the job. Beware of hope. It's a dangerous emotion and will disappoint you in the end. Belinda and I arrived on Eridanos and played our usual game of trading places. We were practically flawless. Even Ludovico didn't know about us. Belinda was unhappy for the first few days, but then she met Bertie Holcomb. Bertie treated her like a human being and not just an Aetherwave icon. They were just about perfect. Bertie didn't know the truth about Belinda and I. He thought he was dating Ruth Bellamy, and Belinda... she didn't want to lie to him. Of course not. She was my sister. I'd never stand in the way of her happiness. Belinda ended her relationship with Bertie all by herself. She didn't want to lie to him, and she couldn't tell him the truth. So she let him go. Bertie has a dreadful temper. I was worried about Belinda for a while, but she told me he'd never lay a finger on her, and I took her at her word. Bertie wasn't the person I should have kept an eye on. It was Ludovico. I had a feeling Ludovico was hiding something. Belinda stayed busy socializing with the celebrities around the complex. That gave me some time to do a little digging. I saw everything. The test subjects, the parasites. Spectrum Brown was never safe to drink. Those harmless, dead parasites at the bottom of every bottle. They were just dormant. They would have sold out in a month. This colony loves novelty. They'll eat up any new product we toss their way. A new cereal, a new Spectrum flavor. Ludovico knows that. From Emerald Vale to Byzantium, a parasite in every brain and a grin on every face. Every last one of us trapped behind a mask of joy. That's what Ludovico wants. I was careless. I was risking Belinda's life every step of the way, and I never even realized. You're right. It is. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? Yes, Hawthorne, I did. Leora Blossom and Maria Keene were on Ludovico's side. They chose to stand between me and my sister's killer. I had to cross them off. Would you believe me if I said I gave the constable a chance? I spoke to her in her office. I told her everything. Belinda, Ludovico, the parasites, all of it. Maria said I was guilty of corporate sabotage, and that she had a duty to report me. She told me how sorry she was, and I told her the same thing. And then I shot her. Maria was defending my sister's killer. If someone murdered one of your crew in cold blood, what would you do? So you do understand. Was there anything else? You don't know how many times I relived this moment in my mind. I discovered what Ludovico was up to when I toured the orchards. I threatened to expose his plan. Ludovico decided to eliminate me. He programmed Burbage 3001 to fire on his command and disabled the security cameras in the ballroom. Only, he didn't know about Belinda. I'm sure he thought it was my skull he caved in with a bottle of Spectrum Brown. Burbage covered his blow with the plasma shot, and then Ludovico wiped his memory. I don't think he expected you to be so competent. In the end, hiring you may have been his undoing. I went after Leora Blossom, and you were just one step behind me. I programmed an automech to steal some explosives from Cedric, but you weren't far behind. You were always hot on my heels, one step behind and catching up. I realized I'd have to throw in with you or eliminate you. I like your confidence. Take that with you when you hunt down Ludovico. Yes, this is mine. I'd kept notes on everything I suspected, everything I'd discovered. It's all here, all in code. Belinda and we had a secret way of communicating. Words and phrases that had a special meaning to us. Numbers and dates that were only important to the two of us. Only two people in the universe knew that language. Thank you, Inspector. Keep the datapad. All it's going to do is remind me of things I could never say to Belinda. Captain Hawthorne, what can I do for you?
Aha! Always so nice to hear you, Inspector. I'll get you to your floor on the double.
Incoming.
I'll show you happiness! I never felt so damn good. I just wanted to make you smile! I just wanted to make you smile! To make you smile! Oh, how'd you get in here alive? You are alive, yeah? And not one of them? No, you look clean. Good. You'd better get inside with the others. Can't promise I won't run screaming if those things break in. Just so you know.
Inspector, you made it. Well done. I'm afraid you may find the spaceport is, at the moment, less hospitable than usual. My apologies. Regardless, you must have some purpose here. Do tell. Whew, whatever it was, it happened quickly. Like a wave sweeping across the shore. We were overrun. Survivors are still trickling in. We've put out a call to slug agents not at the docks to keep their distance. With the warehouse's stores, Slug could hold out here for weeks, easily. Possibly months. With Helen? You don't say. You flatter me, but no, of course not. Knowing implies certainty. I merely suspected. This anti-parasitic, it would restore my people to their original, non-infected selves? Safely? Law, but you like your extremes, don't you? Well, I'll take my people's probable cure over their guaranteed death. Coincidentally enough, Slug can supply you with Essence of Sprat. Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman, you remember her? There's a package on the desk in her office. You'll find the Essence of Sprat you need in there. Oh, I wouldn't like to say. Customer-supplier confidentiality and all that. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you while you're here? With Helen? You don't say. I'd forgotten how disarming your sense of humor is, Inspector. This anti-parasitic, it would restore my people to their original, non-infected self? Law, but you like your extremes, don't you? Well, I'll take my people's probable cure over their guaranteed death. Coincidentally enough, Slug can supply you with Essence of Sprat. Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman, you remember her? There's a package on the desk in her office. You'll find the Essence of Sprat you need in there. Quite. It would seem luck is on your side, Inspector. Now then, is there... With Helen? That's not terribly surprising, considering present circumstances. This anti-parasitic, it would restore my people to their original, non-infected selves? Safely? Well, I'll take my people's probable cure over their guaranteed death. Coincidentally enough, Slug can supply you with Essence of Sprat. Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman, you're right. I don't. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you? With Helen? You flat. This anti-parasitic, it would restore my people to their original, non-infected selves? You do inspire confidence, Inspector. Well, I'll take my people's probable... Coincident... Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman, you remember her? There's a package on the desk in... You're quite welcome. Now then, is there anything else I can do for you while you're here? Oh, my. You mean Lou was up to no good this whole time? It's an ambitious plan, I'll give him that. But tell me, why should I help you, Inspector? Always best to make sure a man has a better nature before you appeal to it. All right, but you're not to take this as confirmation I have one. Understood? You can expect slug support. I'll arrange for my agents to meet you at the distillation station. There are slugs in the Spectrum Brown bottles, Inspector. I am operating on the theory that this is, perhaps, not good. As thrilled as I am to assist you in taking down Lou, we have barricaded ourselves in here for a reason. I imagine you have a plan for getting out of the spaceport safely? Are you really? Inspector, you are a marvel. Excellent work. I'll admit, I'm awfully fond of my agents. To see them restored will be a great weight off my soul. Thank you. My agents are ready to go when you are. Quite well, given the circumstances, though perhaps I should...
Hey, Inspector! You're alive! That's terrific! Can't complain. Still slug-free. That is, I'm still slug, obviously, but I haven't been slugged. You know what I mean. You need... what? Why? No kidding. I should have known you'd be on top of things. That must be what's on my desk. We just got it in. Couldn't find it on any of our shipping orders, and none of us could figure out what in law's name it was. You're welcome to it. Just so you know, you too, Inspector.
Essence of sprat? Not the most obnoxious thing we've found. No, wait. I stand corrected. It is.
Aha! Always so nice. Next stop, the finest seat in the house.
Captain Hawthorne, what can I do for you?
This room ain't so bad. I could get used to this.
I'm leaving my shoes on. Ugh. Even the air in here feels too sweet.
There's, sticky. There's no room service, right? Just asking.
Cereals are used by the board to control what the commons...
I'm gonna nick a few towels. They won't notice.
That should do the trick. Take the antiparas.
Aha! Always so nice.
What? What was that?
Hey, Inspector. What's wrong, friendo?
I knew you'd be back. Always happy to see you.
No one bring me down!
What's wrong, friendo? Cat got your tongue? Here we go! Don't you frown at me!
Oh, yeah!
Everyone all right?
Greeting protocols suspended. All non-essential protocols suspended. Phaeton is standing by for reactor stable. Compound dispersal may commence. Greeting protocols suspended. Phaeton is standing by for larval compound dispersal. Affirmative. Dispersing. Incoming message from Rizzo's distillation station.
What have you done? What in law's name have you done? You hijacked our atmosphere. Are you trying to kill us all? No. You're trying to kill my symbiotes. I'm not going to let you destroy everything I've built. I can still fix this. I can undo the damage you've done.
End of transmission. All systems are functional.
wanted
smile.
to make you smile!
That's the last of them!
Be your friend.
Wonder what they were storing down here. Were they getting ready for the launch of Spectrum Brown?
Great work. It's as I suspected. The facade is simply hiding the rot within. Must they always be so predictable?
I just want to be your friend! Oh!
I just wanted to make you smile. I just want to be your friend.
Marty, don't you frown at me!
You make quite a team, my friend.
Great work. releasing parasites? Inside those vats? I am never touching Spectrum again. Ooh, that's a long fall. Don't look down, Cap.
I'll show you happiness! I just wanted to make you smile!
I just wanted to make you smile!
Hey, Captain. Whatever happens, I just want you to know. I've always got your back. Nicely done.
Yes, I know you're hungry. Be patient. I'll feed you soon enough. Just a guest. The one I told you about. The inspector. Welcome. We were just talking about you. You and I are standing in the presence of royalty. Don't worry, you'll meet her soon enough. I know what you've done. Hijacked Phaeton, contaminated the air we breathe with your poison. You think you've saved this colony? All you've done is robbed Halcyon of its last chance at real happiness. And you've angered my queen. The queen of symbiotes, a creature of endless compassion and unfathomable intelligence. The next sovereign of Halcyon. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to feed you to the queen, and then I'm going to find a way to repair the damage you've done. Don't be afraid. She can smell fear, and it makes her absolutely ravenous. Your Highness, dinner is served. Wait, no, not me. Them! Merciful law! Stop!
Here they come! I've had quite enough of you!
All right!
That's the last of them.
Gosh, that's clever.
This machinery cluster is now active. Please exercise caution.
Nicely done.
This machinery cluster is now active. Please exercise caution.
This machinery cluster is now active. Please exercise caution.
Great work.
You made it! I guess happy customers really are repeat customers. Here, I had something I wanted to give you. This is a golden ticket, good for one free tour of the Purpleberry Orchards. This is my way of showing you that I appreciate you just for being alive. Enjoy the golden... Enjoy the golden ticket!
Here they come!
Just that good.
incoming! That's the last of them. I just wanted to make you smile.
I must have dreamed up 100 different ways to kill Ludovico. I'll be honest, eaten alive by the queen of the brain slugs wasn't on that list. Is that so strange? I imagined this moment would be a little more cathartic. But Belinda's still gone, and I don't feel all that different. I know. You're right. I can't go back to the way things were. I can't return to my old life because it was never my life to begin with. It was shared. Never mind, you don't need to listen to this. Thank you again for your help, Captain. I never would have made it this far without you. Thank you for everything. If you're lucky, we'll cross orbits again.
It all worked out in the end, wouldn't you say, Inspector? Ludovico was eaten by a giant slug? What an absolute tragedy. There's only room for one slug boss on Eridanos. Very brave of the slug, though. Lou must have tasted so bitter. You've done us a great service here, Inspector. You have my gratitude.
Oh, so they were twins, were they? I know how that goes. I'm a twin myself, you know.
You've done us a great service here, Inspector. You have my gratitude.
Inspector. What? Sorry, this mask. Sometimes I can't hear correctly. It almost sounded like you said Maria Keene was dead. Maria's been killed. I don't understand. How? Who did this? Rather harmless on its own. Common ingredient in medicine, but it can have a lethal application. Potassium chloride, when delivered in a cocktail of neurotoxin and paralytic, leads to cardiac arrest. Oh, merciful law. Helen's signature weapon. She brought it with her to the hotel. After we discovered Maria and I were frequently at loggerheads. We disagreed on practically everything. It didn't help that I'm on Mr. Kincannon's payroll and Maria is a Rizzo's loyalist. Was a Rizzo's loyalist. Apologies, Inspector. Inspector.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcome. How may I be of assistance to you, Inspector?
Me, oh my. Anything you'd like to discuss? Owens? I hardly spot him. Ooh, that was strange. I've never felt quite as pleased as I just was to be tasked with working this elevator for 16 hours every...
Hope you've been enjoying your stay. No, I'm sorry. We don't serve any drinks with those tiny umbrellas.
Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I call you Inspector? What can I do for you? During your absence, I passed the time by simulating a number of hypothetical conclusions to this case. Unfortunately, my understanding of the facts is limited, and my appraisal of the individuals involved is not flattering. Therefore, my conclusions are inaccurate. My simulations have yielded several possible causes of death. Halcyon Helen may have been killed by one or all of the following: asphyxiating on Rizzo's Spectrum Brown, grappling with a primal while inebriated, killed by an overzealous fan, death by automechanical, or profound loneliness. How close were my estimations? Please do so. That seems impossible. Can you elaborate for me? Interesting. I did not account for the possibility of multiple identities in my simulations. This information is valuable to me. I will update my behavior simulation protocol accordingly. Thank you, Captain. How can I be of assistance? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be? Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I call you? How can I be of assistance? Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I call you? During your absence, unfortunately, my understanding of the facts is limited, and I have been awaiting closure for the details of your investigation. However, I have also been keenly aware of your absence. I have a growing library of information about you. Attitude, behavioral tendencies, dietary habits, sleep patterns. Cataloging human behavior is essential to maintaining my simulation protocols. Will you satisfy my curiosity subroutines and tell me who killed Halcyon Helen? Administrator Ludovico killed Halcyon Helen? I have been programmed to simulate contempt and mild surprise. Mr. Ludovico had the audacity to hire you to solve a murder he committed? I am contemptuous and mildly surprised. This information is valuable to me. How can I be of assistance? Take care. I require a functioning captain to run the ship. Caution. Unexpected turbulence may cause loose containers to topple from the upper shelves.
You know, I think I've had enough of Eridanos for one lifetime. I'm starting to miss our ship.
I thought about hiding in a crate, but they all smell sort of funny.
After all that, I have one regret, Captain. We didn't have time to grab the head of that slug queen. What are we, amateurs? Those aren't on us, Captain. Their deaths might have been a tragedy, but I saved my regrets from mistakes I actually made. Ain't nothing to learn from someone else being a psychopath. Ah, well. After all that, I have one regret, Captain. We didn't have time to grab the head of that slug queen. What are we, amateurs? There's room on my wall, next to Frida. They can chat while I'm out. Ah, well.
Every SAM unit comes lean, mean, and...
I'm a firm believer in the...
You ever notice how our crew's a lot like that crime family from The Masked Marketeer?
So who's Parvati?
You remember the youngest daughter who always... I can't believe we took down that slug parasite queen thing. Okay, I don't know what it was, but I really hope they were
I'd rest easier with that big slug being dead if it hadn't made so many little slugs. Let's get out of this place.